Hello and welcome to another episode of PopCulture Reacts and another nepotism special.
Oh yeah.
So this was chosen by my dad, who randomly we went out for drinks pre my birthday, um, and he had seen the David.
Subtle birthday hint there for viewers.
Well, by the time this has gone out, it had been and gone.
It will do, it will do. But I'm sure Chris accepts presents at
Always,
any
all
time
year
of the
long.
year. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And I'll happily give away his address to anyone on the internet. It's fine. What's the
cheers.
worst that could happen?
So yeah, he was saying that he'd randomly watched the David Bowie video that we'd done, and
Cracking song.
I'm not sure he knows how to use YouTube or how he found it, but he did, and went, "I've got a song you should do. You should do this." So it has to be done. So it is. His selection was "The Faces" and "Stay with Me," which is a song that I know because
I
of
don't.
hearing it lots as a
I
child.
yeah. It's not one I know, but I know the faces, and I do wonder whether it might be one of those that when I hear it, I go ah. But yeah, I don't specifically know this one.
So yeah, so some 70s joy. I think the video that we've got is like a old BBC studio version as well.
Who doesn't love a
Um,
BBC studio version of anything like
I
that?
know,
Fantastic.
and so obviously the faces were Rod Stewart, Ronnie Wood. I can't remember if there's anyone else that was in there that was from other bands or known stuff, but it was obviously where Rod
I,
first got his big notoriety.
yeah. I mean, I think quite often they would have notable artists or people who become notable artists rotate in and out as well. So
Yeah.
I guess when we do this live studio one, who knows who might be along for the ride? But it certainly felt like a period of music, but God, probably the world where the world was a lot smaller and like these guys would just rock up to one of the other guys' gigs and go, yeah,
I'll
I'll do a
play.
turn, yeah, I'll come on that song. And sometimes I think it's a shame, like. Obviously, we get some fantastic musical moments now. Like we get like massive stadium gigs down to like smaller gigs and things like that. But I don't know. This felt like that era where it was a bit more like you go to like a club or like a nightclub esque sort of thing, and you would see some of the future world superstars just jamming for the night. And yeah, probably local to certain areas and things like that. But yeah, it's an era that I doubt we'll ever really see again in the world of celebrity as it is now.
Yes. Yeah, one of those of my dad saw Zeppelin and the Who played the Lads Club in Norwich, which was,
Yeah,
you know, like 50p in, and you see those sort of
your
bands, it's
drinks
like,
are free.
yeah, and, you don't get that these days. But
No,
shall we get our nostalgia on?
let's. I was gonna say let's do this. I realised that didn't have YouTube up on my other screen. Let's do this. Nice jump.
Yes.
sure be no Jezebel. Let's go upstairs and read my tarot card. Stay with me, stay with me, 'cause tonight you're gonna stay with me. Stay with me, 'cause tonight you're gonna stay with me. Get it, baby. Woo! Oh, yeah. So in the morning, don't say you love me, 'cause you know I'll only kick you out the door. I know your name is Rita, 'cause your perfume smells sweeter since when I saw you down on my daddy's floor. Stay with me, 'cause tonight you're gonna stay with me. Stay with me, 'cause tonight you're gonna stay with me. Stay with me, 'cause tonight you're gonna stay with me. I know. Stay with me, 'cause tonight you're gonna stay with me. Oh, yeah. You ain't gonna get another chance. God bless you all very kindly.
Yeah, so very very quickly into it, I kind of went, yeah, I know this song, and I also went, how did I not twig it? Because I also know the lyrics, and I know the lyrics to "Stay with Me." Why was that not clear to me earlier? It happens. There's a lot of music in the world, and sometimes, yeah, just forget, don't you? I love that. Thanks to your dad. Um,
That oh, this is that thing where I look at this era of Rod and even like some of his early solo stuff, like Maggie May and things like that, where he had that rockier
yeah,
sort of to that sort of 70s rock style
I'm so glad
song.
you picked that out because all the way through I was thinking I should listen to more of this era Rod Stewart because he's just got an amazing voice, hasn't he? And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I think a combination of in recent years hearing him still try to do it, which God bless him for still trying to do it, but like the voice just can't do it anymore. But more so, I think the more damaging thing for me is seeing like
80s, 90s
yeah
Krona.
latter career just performing songs that just like that feel like really
Wet.
for me weak and insipid compared to what he was doing. I often reject the idea of going back because I almost go, nope, don't want to listen to Rod Stewart. But then you hear him singing on a track like this, and you just go, yeah, you were so talented. I said earlier about how this era of music invokes like a lot of love for me, and I just think what a cool time. And I think speaking of what we're speaking about now, it also reminds me how grotesque some of the 80s and 90s was um for trying to knock that out and to move to a lot more manufactured, this will get you to the pop charts for 10 weeks in a row sort of version rather than probably them performing the songs that they wanted to perform. Although having said that, for all I know, Rod Stewart did want to perform that stuff, but it just doesn't feel like when you see him then you just go,
Yeah.
that feels like Rod Stewart to me.
The Glasgow boy bouncing around, rocking out.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like guitars playing around him, honky tonk piano, although honky tonk keyboard, pretty much for
Yeah.
this. But you know, like um, having fun. I mean, God, like you look at the performance. I mean, we even get like rando studio people dancing, which you know we love for a for a video. Get us like our public access TV rando dancers on there, and we're happy. But yeah, it just feels like they're all having a great time.
Yeah. And the one thing I love about this song more than anything else is Ronnie Wood's guitar tone. I don't know what amps he's playing that through
Yeah.
to get that tone out of that guitar, but it's just the right level of dirty, but not heavy that
Yeah.
you can get away with it because it's got that it's got a nasty sort of edge to that tone, and it's just like get in my
Well,
veins.
for as greatly crafted I think it is musically, it has that amazing trick that so rarely people can pull off, but I guess only your most talented can, of sounding like they just rocked up and knocked that out just then. Like
Yeah.
as in, oh, we thought of this kind of on the fly, which you know they didn't, but it you know I think they almost look they're almost effortlessly brilliant on this, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's to a I don't know to an absolute applause for them. But sometimes I think I do feel for people who are effortlessly brilliant because I think sometimes people don't realise that actually they do have to put a lot of effort and work in. Because we're just going,
Yes.
oh, it's fine. They can just do that. They can just knock it out. And when you said the thing you loved, I thought you were going to, and I actually made a note of it here. Lyrically, the line "I know your name is Rita because your perfume smelling sweeter." it just stuck out to me. I also when I was listening to it, then I was trying to figure out what soundtracks it had been in and what or like adverts and stuff like that because I know it's been utilized a lot later on. And I couldn't, but I just wondered whether that's probably because it's been used a lot. I do think it probably has been put into many a soundtrack here or there.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is when I listen to this, I'm like, oh, Roger was so good. But yeah,
What does your dad do on Tuesdays and Fridays? Because if he's going to bring this and you're going to bring me fill in the blank of whichever things you bought that I didn't like Methods of Mayhem, that sort of thing, then I think it might be time to start a show with your dad.
bin me off and get the old man in, yeah.
Although apparently I'd have to teach him how to use the internet. Sorry, Chris's dad, if Chris has sold you down the path here and really you're an internet guru and you're running multiple online businesses right now.
Yeah, no.
No.
I've
My
told
mum,
you.
by a similar token, my mum often says to me, how do I, phrase as a question, get to watch the things that you do, and I go, you don't, because I said, like, one, you wouldn't like the language that I often use, and I said, secondly, I don't want you phoning me every evening, getting me to explain to you yet again that you just need to press the button on your controller that says YouTube, and
But with something like this, and with Bowie that we've done, if any of you lot out there in the wide universe of the interwebs,
yeah,
70s
oh
stuff,
yeah.
even if we know it or heard it, just to bring it back
I,
into the
you know,
ether.
like often we can kind of go for like the reacts to something new, or at least it being new to one of us. But I think some stuff, and certainly some of that 70s stuff, it
Not
would
hearing
almost
it
feel,
for a
yeah,
while.
it'll almost feel like a new reaction because it's been so long. Well, in some cases, maybe not, but yeah, I don't know. I'm down for a nice trip to the 70s. I think it's a fantastic era for music. So yeah, give us your favourite stuff from the 70s.
Yes, down there. As always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the YouTubey things. And until next time, are you going to come upstairs and read my tarot cards, or are you just going to stay with me?
Or like, if your name is Rita, does your perfume smell sweeter? I need to know for science.
So, yeah, down there, if you know.
Yeah.
Goodbye.